As the top agents.
All right,
It's not a good deal, though.
no, it can. It can be. Can we put the mugshot back up, please? I just caught this kind of before I hit the sack last night, and I'm trying to. I don't know what I was expecting. Obviously, I don't know if you can tell, but this is Donald Trump. And he surrendered yesterday in Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. This is the fourth series of criminal charges he's faced. This one is about trying to overturn the 2020 election back in 2021, specifically in the state of Georgia. They're charging him with a slew of RICO charges, which is basically organized crime charges. And that was the mugshot, and we didn't know we'd see this at some point yesterday. Reportedly, the Trump team was fighting this as early as yesterday morning. But people in Fulton County said, no, we are going to release this. Devo, what did you make of the photo? I find people's reaction to the photo vary.
A few things. First, I haven't heard someone say hit the sack in a long time.
I was thinking the
right?
same thing.
Okay, so that's one.
That's a thing?
Yeah,
Really?
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Sorry,
so thank you for
get
bringing
some shut-eye.
Yeah, it means going to sleep,
Yes.
everybody. Two, do you see the fake mugshot that was going around?
Yes.
Because it looked pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And everyone fell for very early on. Three, that was my face at 12:06 refreshing Apple Music when Drake didn't drop the album last night.
We'll talk about that.
That's fine.
We got to talk about that.
But the mugshot, the importance of it for all the news outlets and everybody in the States watching all day kind of blew my mind because that's all they were waiting for. Talking about getting that mugshot and then split screen, anything else they were doing, mugshot the whole time. So the importance of that was a big deal. Look, the fact that he posted it.
His first post on Twitter since January 8th, 2021.
I mean, if you didn't think he was arrogant before, that's all that spews to me is arrogance.
Again, I think he's also broke. I think this man, legal fees alone, because Mayor Rudolph Giuliani went to him asking for help and he got none. Like money's becoming really scarce in this world, and I think part of the philosophy is we're going to bleed them financially dry here. So at some point they either have to cut a deal or find funds from elsewhere. But the impact, the media impact, I like where Devo took it, Tam. The media impact, he's right. Everyone literally staffed their networks with 30 people yesterday to wait on that photo. Are we overstating its historical significance?
I don't think so. Not just because it is a former U.S. president that we're seeing with a mugshot. Like, even saying that out loud blows my mind a little bit. Also, the fact that this is the leading Republican nominee at this point. He is likely going to be the Republican candidate for president in 2024. So how does this change the campaign? Does it really? Does it help him or does it hurt him? If it was another candidate, it would absolutely destroy their campaign. But for him, the worse, he's accused of, the more popular he gets. It doesn't matter. So, like Devo said, he tweeted this. Now he's fundraising. People will jump on that.
Yeah.
And donate.
They will.
It's crazy. It's wild.
If the T-shirts aren't made already,
Oh,
they're getting made and people are buying it to support them.
There's no better fundraising tool than that photo for him. And he has his base, and he will always have his base. I think the interesting thing is he will be the nominee. That's clear watching the debate, as I did a couple days ago. It's not even close. Like, it's going to be
one.
even though he wasn't there.
You're the one to watch.
But it's to me, it's still going to be, is there a way for him to just bring more people in to vote for him next year, if he is allowed to even be the Republican nominee, which is also another question. But it took him 2.5 years to go back on social media. That was the photo that got him back. So did he love being in a jail that's pretty decrepit from what I understand? I don't think so. But does he love that photo's out there? I think a big part of him is absolutely yes.
And unlike a lot of people that get run through that jail system specifically, he was there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He was there for 20 minutes. Naasson, your take. Does he fundraise successfully off that or not?
100%. But for me, more shocking than the mugshot was, I think he was listed at something like 215 pounds on the sheet. And there was a bunch of NBA players, pictures on Twitter last night of 6'3", 215, and side by side, Donald Trump, some Denver Nuggets.
To go through, I'm glad you brought that up because Donald Trump's team were allowed. The one thing they were allowed to do yesterday was to send in height and weight beforehand.
Yes.
He was not weighed, so Donald Trump is 5 pounds heavier than me. basically, is what I learned yesterday.
Said you look great.
I'm sure we all
Yeah.
believe that. But in terms of, can we put the photo back up, please, as we tie a quick bow on this? Because I was expecting something else. I was expecting a scared old man, and he may be, but no one can make the argument to me that guy's ever going to prison. If he was in any other part of the world for what happened in 2021, he'd have been dealt with already, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. We saw some of that this week in the world. This is not the face of a man. I don't have any glee this morning. This is a problem. He is not going to prison. I don't care what happens with the Mar-a-Lago case. I don't care what happens with the porn star case in New York's a joke. It's not even worth talking about. I don't care about the January 6th case, and I don't care about this one in Georgia. This man is not willingly ever going to prison. So the question for me is, what then? What then? If he's going to call into dispute any election, and that includes that Republican primary, if he's going to call into question anything, where does this story go? I didn't get the glee out of this I thought I was going to get yesterday. I was really concerned about it. That's not the look of a man who's doing anything he doesn't want to do. So we'll see how this plays out, but I felt very differently than how I thought I would feel watching this. So we'll see. Not the last time we're going to talk about Donald Trump. But the mugshot was kind of nice to see, actually. I got to, just a little bit.
That gave you a
Wild.
little
Maybe I'm lying
spark.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little spark.
But there's other things on my mind.